Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Family Show, the very awesome family show. And with me today, I have Beyond Seattle Eats. I said it a little weird in my short video this morning, but I almost wanted to say it like an announcer would say it because you do a bunch of different competitions. And hopefully this year you're going to get to do some more because I know last year was kind of a bust as far as doing competitions go because of all the COVID stuff. So what are some ones that you're looking forward to this year? Is it Nathan's and then some other ones?
Yeah, good question. So I don't know what's going to happen with Nathan's this year. They don't have any qualifiers, so I imagine it'll be like last year where it's invite only, probably like a small group because they have to keep us partitioned and far apart. But at the end of this month, I am going to Florida for the Corn Fiesta. So that is a corn on the cob eating contest. You have 12 minutes to eat as many corn on the cobs as you possibly can.
Wow, and that's probably a little difficult to train for right now because there's probably not that much corn on the cob in the stores like there usually is in the summer.
Yeah, I mean, I did see some in my store the other day, but it's still kind of pricey because it's out of season.
Right.
So I will confess I haven't even practiced. I have no idea how I'm going to do this.
I wonder how fast you can generally eat a corn on the cob. The only thing I remember from that would be like the old cartoons like Mickey Mouse and stuff where they were like they'd make the typewriter sound when they were eating it. So maybe they'll do that while you guys are eating. They'll have the typewriter ding, ding.
Yeah, that's one of the methods to do it. And then I think Carmen Sincotti holds the world record for that. He ate like 60 something corn on the cob
Wow.
in 12 minutes. But what he does, and what quite a few eaters do, is they scrape it long ways down their teeth and just keep going. But it sounds
Oh,
awful. I hate having corn stuck in my teeth.
that sounds like a horrible way to do it. And then you get all that, not just the corn, but all those little pieces stuck in your teeth too. And oh
Yep.
man, oh man. And probably injure your nose pretty easy doing it that way too, I would think.
Yeah, you might end up with corn up your nose too.
Right. Now, does that disqualify you if you have too many kernels of corn up your nose? I wonder if that does.
I don't know. I think they do have a tray underneath you though, because there's a lot of debris that happens. And so they want to make sure that anything that falls, you're still eating that.
Right. Well, I would think though that that's at least one competition that you probably don't end up too full after, like because you can eat
Yeah,
quite a few corn on the cob and not be full.
it seems like a healthier eating contest for sure.
Right. Right. As long as you're not eating the cob along with it. So
Oh,
that's
no, we don't have to do that.
so it's been a while since we talked last time, and I looked, and you're up over 3,000 subscribers now. And how has that changed? Do you get a lot more people in your lives than you used to, and a lot more comments?
Yeah, honestly, it's tapered off a little bit the last few months. I haven't been able to post quite as much as I was. I was posting 3 times a week. Now, sometimes it's one, sometimes 2 times a week. So it's slowed down a bit. But it's pretty much the same crew. I mean, there's a few new people, but I did look at my analytics and probably, I think it's like 30% of the people watching my videos are subscribers. So it hasn't changed much.
And when you look at your channel over the time, I've noticed that you've gotten a lot better at your videos and stuff like that than
Thank
you
you.
used to, like how you edit them and put them together. So, what are some tips that you have to grow from like the 500 to 1,000 to where you're at now? What did you concentrate on most recently to get better at?
Yeah, I mean, I always try and take it slow. I think I shared with you one of the first changes I made was trying to put more effort into my thumbnails, which
Hmm.
I'll confess, my last video, I just like slapped up the recommended thumbnail because I was too lazy. But putting work into your thumbnails helps. You get more new viewers that way. They're more likely to click. Um, and then I think I've shared with you, I'm good friends with Nuff from Main Event Pong, and he likes to edit in a lot of video clips
Yeah, I've
for like
noticed those.
comedic
Yours
relief.
are kind of cute.
So I've started doing that more, and I think people like it.
Yeah, it makes it fun and breaks it up a little bit. And
Yeah.
and when you're getting items in the mail, I think that's one thing that has changed. You've gotten like a lot more stuff coming in for people to have you try or different competitions. And I saw you did the McTriggle one. So that one and I did it before. It's a lot more filling than you think it is when you eat those.
It is. It is. But yeah, you recommended that to me last time we spoke, and so I've been meaning to do that for a while. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah,
Really
and you had
tasty
some.
challenge.
Oh yeah, that one is surprisingly. You'd think it. Oh, I don't know if that's going to be good, but the chicken with the burger ends up being pretty tasty. So, um, what are some items that you wish had competitions to them that you've tried already?
Mm, oh, that's a good question. Well, it's not like a spicy challenge or anything, but when people ask me what kind of eating contest I would like for them to have, I wish there was a macaroni and cheese eating contest. I think that would be amazing.
I'm surprised there
Um,
isn't one.
I know that
Craft
would
should
be
jump on
such a
that,
capacity one because you don't really have to chew that much, right?
right?
Um, as far as spicy challenges go, I mean, everything's pretty virtual right now. So we already have contests. Like I'm part of this group called the League of Fire, and we're constantly trying to like get more points by doing these
Oh,
League of
the
Fire
League of
challenges.
Fire. Now
Yeah.
that's that one sounds really hardcore. Like you have to have so many Scoville level a month in order to stay a current member of it.
Yeah. In fact, well, anybody that has done the challenges can be a part of the league. But what I'm doing today, grab it. This is the Johnny Scoville Tube of Terror, and I've done
Oh
it
wow,
before, but today I'm going to go live with my friend leader today, and we're going to do 2 tubes. And there is 13 million capsaicin crystals in here.
wow, wow.
So, yeah, it's fun.
And what is there a reason that you prefer the spicy challenges over others? Is it just because it adds another complexity to it instead of just the capacity like you're talking about?
Yeah, so I like the spicy challenges for a few reasons. Like one, capacity is all about training. Like if you don't have the capacity, you can't complete the challenge. It's that simple. With spicy challenges, like pretty much anyone off the street can do a lot of them. It's just how you deal with it, if that makes
Right.
sense. So I can do something really stupid and then deal with the aftermath later. Um, I think I've only failed 2 spicy challenges. So
What are some items that you think should add spicy to their that you buy like at the grocery store that should have a spicy option to them?
ooh, I wish I know they have them in the UK, but I wish we had spicy pizzas, like
Ooh,
frozen
spicy
pizza.
pizzas. Yeah, that sounds delicious. If you can
That would be good.
get some. I wonder if it's because of how the peppers freeze and stuff on them. I wonder if that they don't want to sell them because of that, and maybe they're worried they won't sell as many.
Yeah, I don't know. I do know. Have you ever had those El Monterey burritos?
Yep.
Yeah, they do have a ghost pepper version of those.
Oh
So
wow.
just a
Awesome.
second, my dog wants in.
No problem. And hello, Fantastic Travels, Trips. Thank you for coming in here. And Linda Barker, thank you for popping in. I don't get as busy. I don't get as busy as you. I still only have a few people that pop into my lives, but they pop in. And what kind of tea are you drinking today?
I've just got black tea, trying to caffeinate.
Yeah, that's I tried some turmeric tea the other day,
Oh yeah, that's
and
good.
that's actually really tasty. I was surprised at the flavor of it being as good as it is, and then finding out that it's actually really good for you too. And that's another thing about the spicy foods, isn't it? That they actually have some health benefits to eating some spicy items.
Yeah, capsaicin. Capsaicin has a lot of benefits. One of the things I've learned about being a part of this is that people with severe epilepsy, capsaicin can help with that. So there are actually some youth that have medical conditions that are part of these spicy challenges because they take capsaicin as a medicine. It also helps with longevity. I've heard it can help with memory, all sorts of things. So
Yeah. And when you're going out to Nathan's, hopefully you get to go out there this year. Are you going to be ripping? Because I saw in your latest video you had with the lemon ginger ale that you had there. I think it was or cider, lemon ginger cider. You had the Seattle stuff on. So are you going to be wearing some Seattle stuff when you go out there?
maybe outside of the day, but they're pretty strict about that contest. We have to wear all Nathans. So
Right.
yeah.
What are if you had a Beyond Seattle Eats competition that you got to set up, what items would be in it, and who would you invite to come to it? Like some of the famous competitive eaters, who would you like to be in it?
Oh, that's such a good question. If we were going to have like a Seattle specific contest, I think you definitely have to have salmon.
Yep.
That's important. Maybe apples.
Yeah, I
Apples
could
are a
see
big
that.
thing here. Um, and if we wanted to tie in like the Nathan's hot dog in Seattle, it's really popular to put cream cheese in hot dogs. So we
Wow.
could do something like that. As far as who I would invite, I'd probably invite my friends Sarah and Juan, who live in Seattle right now, although they're moving to Chicago. Excuse me. Steve Hammond, who I believe is in Bellevue or Kirkland, so close to me. Gosh, I don't know. I would want all the major league eaters to be there. I've been talking a lot since we've all been in quarantine with George Chigger. He's a really great eater. And of course, my buddy Naf, he's not in major league eating, but it would just be fun to have him there. And then probably Matt Zion from Reckless Eating, who is not a competitive eater, but he does stupid stuff too. So
Right. You gotta have those stupid eaters along with all the competitive ones for sure.
yeah, mix it up, right?
Yeah. And how has, because I know you do stuff with the Red Cross, so how has the all the COVID stuff affected you guys? Has it affected you donation wise and all that kind of stuff, or?
Yeah, a good question. Thankfully, no. I think most of our donors know that everybody's struggling right now. So surprisingly, like we're still getting the donations we need to do the work we do. What has been different, like last disaster season, which is typically like July through November, that's when all the wildfires, things like that happen. I actually virtually deployed to California to help with the wildfires down there. And so that was different. We're doing a lot more virtual work. And then, of course, we couldn't put people in like the congregate shelters we usually do. So we had to put folks up in hotels, which is a different way of operating as well.
Right. And the wildfire season, hopefully this year won't be as bad as last year. Last year it seemed like it was. I mean, we had smoke over here that was really thick for a little while. So
Mm-hmm.
that was one time I was glad that we had face masks so that you could actually go outside and have an easier time breathing. Um,
Right.
so, what kind of, for those people that don't know, there's all kinds of stuff that the Red Cross does, including stuff with the troops. Like if they need to get home or whatever, the Red Cross deals with that. Um, what are some things that you're happy that you work with the Red Cross doing? Some of your most enjoyable. I mean, it's during disasters, so it's horrible for the people, but some of your enjoyable work that you get to help people out with.
Yeah, so I don't get to do a lot of the direct client interaction because I work in volunteer services. So my job is to recruit the volunteers that are doing that. But I love hearing the stories from our volunteers. That's really heartwarming to me. Right now, a big thing that we're doing, and we do this year round, but we have a huge push right now for our Homes Made Safer campaign. So anybody can sign up for that if you go to redcross.org. I'm going to plug this, but
Okay.
you can sign up for a Homes Made Safer presentation And I just did one last week with one of our volunteers, and she walked me through like my emergency escape plan for my family, whether my smoke alarms are up to date and still working, whether I have my emergency kit put together, all of that. And it's been amazing. We actually track the families that we've gone through those presentations with. And I forget the exact stat, but I think we're at like 800 confirmed cases where people have had home fires and our presentation has saved lives.
Wow.
So that's something that I'm really passionate about because it's the most common thing that we do. I mean, home fires happen all the time and people don't think about it.
Right. And then you got the carbon monoxide detectors and all that kind of stuff. So that's probably saved who knows how many lives having those installed in there.
Yeah, those are important too, for sure.
And when you look back at your channel and starting it, um, what are some things that you wish that, especially now that you're at where you're at, that you wish you could go back in time and tell yourself? Like what would you tell yourself to change or not? What videos to not put up and what videos to do more of?
I don't know that I would change anything. I mean, I think everybody's channel is a journey and you have to start where you're at, right?
Right.
Like, I guess I could tell myself, like, don't start a channel till you have this equipment and this editing software and this and that. But those are all barriers. And I kind of like the journey of like gradually building it up over time. So
Yeah.
I don't think I would change anything.
Well, that's an impressive answer because I don't know if anybody else would answer the same way, but I'm kind of I would tell myself to hold the camera the other way so I wasn't shooting vertical video at first. That's
Oh,
that might be the only thing I'd do. I'd be like, hey, turn it the other way, and make it look right. That's about it. Um, but yeah, it's a fun. I think it's one of the funnest ones to be on as far as social media goes. Is YouTube. There's a lot more interaction, and you got a whole shelf full of items back there that you tried or have tried, and then I'm guessing over on the right side is the trophies from your contest that you've been in.
yeah. Those are from the Nathan's qualifiers I've been to.
Yeah, and um, what are some? Because I know you have your daughter on the channel sometimes. Is that some of the funnest videos to shoot is when she's there with you doing the same thing at the same time?
Oh yeah. I mean, when I can get her to film with me, it's so much fun because you have that interaction. Like
Yeah.
this is a lot more fun to me than filming a video by myself.
Oh yeah.
Like I know people like watching it, but I've even though it doesn't like really bring anything to my channel, I've started doing a lot more contests on other people's channels and having them time me because the interaction is what's fun about it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot more fun, and the interaction in person is way better than over a screen like this too. Like I'm
True,
sure
true.
I'm sure there's sometimes that you like to do it just to see what her reaction is going to be at eating some of the items.
Definitely, definitely. And she's funny. You know, I
Yep.
feel really fortunate being stuck at home with my family because we actually like each other. So that's nice.
Yeah, that's always a bonus is if you like each other to be stuck together. And especially after, I think if anybody's relationship is still going, that was at the start of the pandemic, and you're still together at this point, I think you probably got a pretty strong relationship that's gonna last a while.
Yeah, I agree for sure.
And is there anything that you'd like to tell people about competitive eating that may be one of the hardest parts about it as far as training goes? Is there any downsides to when you're training, especially with the family there, because maybe you don't share the same meals and stuff like that?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I definitely don't recommend it to anyone unless you're super passionate about it. Um, Training typically involves drinking large quantities of water, eating large quantities of low calorie foods. Like I do steamed veggies, things like that. But that does mean like if I'm training that day, I may make dinner for my family, but I just sit there and watch them eat.
Right.
So it does require like your friends and family being really supportive. Um, like my mother-in-law, as an example, if I don't eat every meal with her, she worries about me and says I have an eating disorder. But
There's videos of you
thankfully,
eating tons of food, so I don't know.
thankfully she doesn't live with us. So yeah, my husband and my kids are they've gotten used to it. But yeah, it does mean I miss out on a lot of family meals.
Right, right. So that's one of the downsides. Is um, do you think that you're going to have your daughter be in competition with you at some of these competitions at some point? Is she enjoying doing the stuff with you?
Yeah, she's done some kids eating contests. Like she won. There's a Snohomish Pie Company where we live. She's won their pie eating contest. She won the strawberry shortcake eating contest at one of our festivals a while ago. And by the way, those aren't capacity challenges. They're just hands free. You're just eating really fast. Um, I just want to make sure people know I'm not endangering my daughter. But you do have to be 18 to be a part of Major League Eating. So when she's 18, if she wants to, that'd be cool. But I
Right.
mean, that's really up to her.
That'd be cool to see a mother daughter team like on ESPN doing the Nathan's challenge or something like that.
Yeah, there was the first year that I went to Nathan. So 2018, Renee Rovtar, who is a superintendent in the state of New Jersey, she and her daughter both did the contest together. So that was the first time my mother and daughter were
Cool.
at the table together.
And hello, Shanna Craft and Koneman Studio. And the trips want to know, are there any long-term health effects from eating so much food so quickly?
For me, no. For folks that are like really good competitive eaters, there can be. I've heard of medical issues. I've never trained hard enough to experience that. I mean, the most I've ever eaten hot dog wise was at home. I ate 18 hot dogs in 10 minutes. Um, but yeah, I mean, there has to be like Joey Chestnut eating 70 hot dogs all the time. I'm sure there's long lasting health issues. But I don't know.
Right. Your stomach's
Um,
got to be huge to eat that kind of amount of food too.
yeah, yeah. And I have heard for people that eat that kind of quantity, sometimes it can cause issues with your other organs because it pushes them in weird places. But I'm not at that level, so I'm
Right.
okay so far.
Right. No 70 hot dog level for you.
No.
Um, do you think there's times in your life, like, I don't know, maybe when you're pregnant or something like that, that you think that you could have ate a lot more than what you're eating now in competition? Like,
Well, I know I definitely ate more than I should have when I was pregnant with my son. Um, but when you're pregnant, it's a bit different because you have less room. So
okay,
even though you're hungry, like you can't really eat as much. I do remember a time when I was like early on in my pregnancy with my son where I sat down and ate a large Domino's pizza by myself. So that might have been like the start of all of this.
so it's his fault. So now you can go tell him it's your fault I eat so much.
Right.
um, when you look at all of your life together, would you say that competitive eating has added to it in a positive way?
Absolutely. I mean, it's just like the chili head community. I feel like the people that I've met are the reason I keep doing it.
Right,
So, like I said, I'm never gonna train to be like Joey Chestnut or Mickey Sudo or any of those like big time eaters. But I keep doing it because I love the community. I love the people. It's a lot of fun. Um, yeah, yeah. I It's just one of the best things, and I don't honestly know how I would have gotten through all of these stay at home orders without like the virtual community that we all have.
right,
So that's been a great benefit to me as well.
right. And Is Red Cross always in need of volunteers? Since you're a volunteer coordinator, I'm guessing that's
Yes.
something that you guys always need.
Yeah. So right now, the volunteer opportunities are a bit limited because we're working so differently and we're trying to avoid in-person contact. But we always need volunteers for our disaster action team. So those are the folks that are helping people that have gone through a home fire. Blood is a huge need. I mean, it's perishable. So if you can donate blood, that's great. If you can't, we have a position called a blood donor ambassador. And we also, if you like to drive and listen to podcasts, whatever, we have a transportation specialist position where you're actually driving the blood to our hospital sites. So that's an opportunity as well that we're always looking for.
Well, I might have to sign up for something like that because that sounds easy to do. Just hop on the Red Cross van and go to the different hospitals.
Yep.
So, is there anything else that you'd like to let people know about your channel and how often you're putting stuff out?
Yeah, like I mentioned before, I'm not as consistent as I have been in the past. Although part of it is because of Lent. I've been primarily vegan during Lent, so that's limited what I've been able to do. But I'm hoping since Easter is tomorrow that I'll be able to do a few more challenges and mix it up. Um, but yeah, if you like speed eating, spicy challenges, food reviews, any of that, my channel's a wide variety, so definitely check it out.
Yeah, and as I like to say, stop waiting for life to happen and make life happen. And you made life happen for people actually helping with the Red Cross. You help keep them alive, and like you talked about the house fire stuff that you guys help provide, and then you made life happen by going to all those eating competitions. So it's been it's been fun to have you on again, and I'll keep checking back with you, and hopefully in another 6 months I'll have you back on. We can talk about what happened at Nathan's this year and see how you did then.
Fingers
Fingers
crossed.
crossed. Fingers crossed. Yep. Fingers crossed. I'm gonna play the credits. Stick with me, and I'll be right back with you.
Sounds good.